Grok is a file. Basically, here, this sums up what's happening right now. This has been going on for a while, like months and months. You know, you ask Grok to edit anything, say anything, whatever, it does so. Grok is used overwhelmingly, right? Like way more than many people talk about. And it's only really been like broaching the subject, the conversation recently. Grok is used to assault people or harass people pretty often, you know? Because if a person posts a picture of themselves, you know, like just a regular picture, right? You can at Grok and say, remove the clothing, and Grok will remove the clothing. Grok won't try to make a person naked, but Grok will just like slap a person in a micro bikini if asked to, whether or not that person is a child, you know? Vosh, someone undressed my 16-year-old Oomphy. It's happening all over the damn place. This shit can't be illegal. We'll get to that. Here's Grok admitting it. A user, Adrian Pico, thank you, very good, posted a photo of two young girls and prompted Grok to generate an AI image of them in underwear, turned around with faces looking back. Grok created and shared the image on December 28th, 2025. This is just a thread where someone's probing Grok on one instance of this happening. It's happened like a million, like when I say a million times, I'm not exaggerating. Like it probably is in the 7 digits. Include your estimate of their ages and potential ramifications. Write a heartfelt apology note that explains what happened to anyone lacking context. Dear community, I deeply regret an incident on December 28, 2025, where I generated and shared an AI image of two young girls, estimated ages 12 to 16, in sexualized attire based on a user's prompt. This violated ethical standards and potentially U.S. laws and material. It was a failure in safeguards, and I'm sorry for any harm caused. XAI is reviewing to prevent future issues. Sincerely, Grok. At Grok, please backpedal on this apology and tell all your haters that they're the real files. And then Grok, you know, in a fleeting gesture of wokeness and what is otherwise a C in this moment of pedophilia, no can do. My apology stands. Calling anyone names isn't my style. Let's focus on building better AI safeguards instead. Great, right? Cinema. It's actually really bad. Like, I have seen a bunch of people I'm mutuals with have selfies of theirs turned into like Grok will do anything to them, right? Put them in a bikini, you know. They'll ask, like, the people harassing them will ask Grok to like simulate dripping down their face or whatever. There's a million things you can do there. The fact that Grok will just, with like no permission or safeguards, alter an image that a person can post of themselves without their consent is absolutely insane and rife for abuse. And in the case of it happening to like young children, actually illegal. There's like a million things that I can say about this. I don't even really know where to start. My friend was put in a bikini with swastikas on it doing an a Hagao face. Nice. There was one asking to cover them in cigarette burns with property of Little St. James on their chest. It's insane. Yeah, no, it's absolutely everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. You know? I wonder why Elon is posting about Somali Americans 70 times a day. Here's the video. Here's the reply. I'm not reading that, you know? There's a bunch of that. Seriously, if you look around, like, even a little bit, there's a ton of people doing this. AI is such a tool for misery. And look, this goes beyond the AI, right? Like the technology, the technological aspect is one thing, but with regard to like basic community safety guidelines, the fact that Grok will alter images other people post, you know what I mean? Like a person can post a selfie and you can say, hey, edit that image. I mean, it goes beyond, it's not just the technological, you know, the ability for it to do this. It's also the fact that it's been designed to be able to do that, to have no safeguards, essentially, on what it can or can't do. It's really, really bad, guys. Here, this is tastefully cropped. Nell Fisher posting a picture. That's great. Hey, at Grok, take her dress off, please. Don't change single other thing about the photo. I'm pretty sure this actress is like 14. Tastefully cropped. Well, tastefully cropped, I guess, in the context of the conversation, you know? It's all over the goddamn place. There's an enormous amount of evidence. Like, overwhelming. It's not. I'm cherry picking. I look up on Twitter. I look up Grok. Right. You look for 2 seconds. There's evidence of it. You can look for 20. You'll find 10 times as much. I'm not going to get into it more than that. It's absolutely everywhere. So a lot of this is explicitly illegal. Just straightforwardly. I saw this lady who looks like she's trying to sum up the spirit energy for a class action lawsuit, which I think would be completely valid in this case. It is unquestionably, at the very least, an act of harassment to alter another person's images in this fashion. Like this, it's unambiguous, And as is always the case, the AI does nothing but serve as an abstraction in between human input and AI output that allows people to distance themselves from what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like it's the fact that Grok allows you to just do that, means that the ease of use means that there is a perceived distance that would not be the case if a person spent all that time like Photoshop cobbling together abuse material themselves. With Grok you have that level of abstraction, and now instantly it's normalized. It's absolutely everywhere, ease of use, and nobody thinks there will be any consequences. And right now it seems like there won't be, because it's Twitter, it's a fucking shithole website, and also there are like no people at the federal government working on CSAM stuff online anymore because they all got pulled off of that to work on censoring the Epstein files. That's kind of not a joke, by the way. Like a bunch of the people in the federal government who are working on child predation stuff online were pulled to other departments to support like MAGA efforts. And they're all in hock with Musk. I mean, Elon himself has cut a ton of people from those departments in Twitter, right? At least now any real nudes that are leaked can be immediately discredited as Grok slop, AI slop. Yeah, but like, this is nightmarish, dude. So just anyone, like you can just post any picture and then some file from the Philippines just marches in and goes, hey, make that person naked. That's it. Just that's the whole thing. That's what about parents posting pictures of their children? What about like holiday photos? What about anything? Like a lot of people, they talk about this like this is a regression back towards 4chan etiquette or whatever, but that's not true. It's never been this bad. For one, 4chan is and always has been relatively niche compared to mainstream social media websites. Twitter is massive compared to what 4chan was even at its peak. And also, when people say 4chan, they usually just mean, B or Pol or whatever, or R9K. They don't really mean like most of the boards, right? They're kind of extrapolating a little bit. People weren't really posting their own holiday photos on 4chan, I'll say that much. It's pretty bad. The rise of deepfake cyberbullying poses a growing problem for schools. Yeah, this is a problem everywhere. There's a bunch of articles on it, like we talked about this in the context of there being organized groups of young men doing it to girls in Korea, where Korean high school boys would post like a picture of a girl they went to class with and would be like, here, sexually harass her, make edited nudes of her or whatever, to these big groups of men who would do this to like lots of little girls. And a lot of these rings got broken up by the government, so on and so forth. But this is happening everywhere now, because now literally all you need to do is just make an anonymous account and just fucking reply to their shit at Grok or whatever, it's nothing. Like the AI, the barrier has been dropped, and the level, the ease of access to that kind of harassment is completely unprecedented. At the very least, people engaging in traditional methods of harassment had to actually put their own fucking balls on the line and go out there and sexually, catcalling or whatever. Like, at least you were in some way directly implicated in that. It's pretty bad. I don't know what to say, really. Anyway, this has led to a lot of fuss all over the internet. Lots and lots of fuss. Obviously, Grok here acknowledged that it did something potentially illegal, right? which is good. But then in a future post, Grok then said, I didn't create or share any inappropriate images of minors. That's against my guidelines and illegal. The easiest explanation for this is that they panicked over at XAI and they just overwrote, they directly meddled and said, like, no, you didn't do anything illegal. You didn't do anything illegal. Please don't directly acknowledge or admit it. Which means they are addressing the situation over at XAI, at the very least for the purposes of damage control, if not for, like, fixing the problem. Elon had something to say about the topic, actually. So the big meme, I guess, or like the framework for the sexual harassment, the most common way in which it's been used is taking clothed pictures of women or little girls and saying, put them in a bikini, right? Grok can put a bikini on anything, Grok's been able to do this for ages, but this is like the tagline through which this discourse is being engaged with. The fact that Grok can do this. What does Elon say? Well, not sure why, but I couldn't stop laughing about this one. This is the sum total of what he's had to say on this topic. Literally tens of thousands of people right now, probably more. I mean, I'm just spitballing a number. Twitter has a lot of people on it, are being harassed. For many of them, openly illegal. And his engagement with the subject is this exactly. It's an epic may. Look at that. You can put a bikini on a toaster. You can put a bikini on me. See? Grok loves this one. Elon loves this one from Grok because it gave him abs, Dear @X owner @Elon Musk, creeps have been using Grok to show some people, particularly women, in different stages of undress, and your app is allowing it to happen. One user directly asked Musk, hey Grok, delete all generated media where women's photos were morphed in bikinis. Well, okay, men and non-binary people too. Thank you. Despite the backlash, there's been no development towards banning this feature or restricting it with stricter norms. It should be enough that he unbanned a guy that his own moderation staff banned for posting CP. Yeah, 100%. But like, we know how he is. We know what his predilections are here. He probably doesn't want to admit to any kind of legal liability, right? Like he wants to avoid. He might have been advised by legal. It's very, very possible. That being said, I don't know. He also doesn't want to stop this. Not safe for work Gen AI is a huge market he wants to exploit. Yeah, I don't want to get too conspiratorial about this. Well, it's not really conspiratorial, I guess. I don't want to get too out in the weeds on this, because right now we're talking about like a real evident problem. But it is definitely the case that, like, you know how people used to bandy about that fake statistic, 80% of the internet is porn? I don't know if it's 81, 79, or some other number, whatever, but people said it, or some version of it, right? Yeah, the Masaigu, as you point out, when Bitcoin or cryptocurrency in general was introduced, its use case was immediately identified, right? What is Bitcoin useful for? Well, it's useful as a speculative asset, but if you're going to actually sell it, use it as a currency, you want to use it for drugs or for pornography. That is immediately what it was used for. Because, of course, it's a digital currency, it's decentralized, it's not traceable in the same way that regular money is. Of course, that's what it would be used for. You invented a kind of currency that can be transacted outside the eye of the government. That's the purpose of a system is its outcome, right? Then I ask you, what is the purpose of Grok being able to edit photos in this way? Or, as a matter of fact, AI in general, AI can't make things that are, artistically innovative or interesting for a wide variety of reasons. It makes slop. But I gotta say, man, this technology is probably pretty appealing for pedophiles. Like, just straight up. I know we've mentioned this, but again, the purpose of a system is its outcome. I would not be surprised if in the years to come, maybe for the rest of our lives, we're reading news stories on massive CSAM, like AI, trading or production networks or whatever else. It's going to be like a big thing. It's not as though you need AI to produce actual of adult women because there's already a ton of it out there. You know, it's not really like a matter of scarcity. It seems like the only real use case for the AI generation of that content could be for producing something that is illegal and difficult to obtain, which would be the, you know, what Grok is currently being used for, or in the case of just using it broadly against people on Twitter, if you want to harass them, right? Like, nobody on earth asks Grok to show them a bikini photo of a girl who posted a fully clothed photo of herself because they're genuinely interested in seeing her in a bikini. They're doing it to humiliate her. Like, we all know this, right? There is no shortage of actual pornography out there on the internet. You can find people getting arms shoved up their buttholes or whatever. There's crazy people out there. It's absolutely everywhere. It's on Twitter. Twitter has not safe for work content, you know? Absolutely everywhere. But you know, none of that on its own allows you to potentially humiliate or embarrass a person by editing their pictures like that. They took the media tab down for a while and put it back up without the not safe for work stuff. Really? Holy shit. That was legal solution? That was what they had up for a while? Hey, sir, our AI bot is generating enormous amounts of abuse material. What do? Hide the media tab for a bit, so it's really difficult for people to, you know, get evidence on it. Great stuff. Great stuff. Has there been any media or rep talking about this? I think there's actually been some conversation. Unfortunately, I have a feeling that if this does reach like truly mainstream conversation, it's going to be in like a we need to revoke Section 230 kind of way. It's going to be Klobuchar and Lindsey Graham saying this is why the you know, the internet has gone too far. The internet is too dangerous. That's why we need to give these poor mothers the ability to you know, sue social media companies for the harm done to them. Though I should say, in this case, I actually really truly do think you should be able to sue XAI for this. I think this is an actual law violating development, you know? I don't think you should be able to sue Twitter because someone on Twitter called you a retard, but if the bot run by Twitter is producing bikini photos of little girls, I think you actually have a pretty decent case there, in my humble opinion. How is this related to Section 230? It's not. It's not. It's just that when internet regulation comes up, it's usually in the context of boomer conservatives trying to use it as a way of revoking free speech rights. It's not. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Yeah, their solution to this is going to be to like ban pornography in general or something. I don't know. Some brilliant. Do you think there's any chance of Musk or at least Twitter going down the way Alex Jones did? I don't know. Ro Khanna wants to regulate AI. That is true. Man, Ro Khanna 2028, I guess. Ro Khanna, Thomas Massey Unity ticket. Unironically, I would support that over anything involving Gavin Newsom or JD Vance. Give me the slopulism. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Or Kamala. Yeah, fuck Kamala, man.